right, welcome back. I want to introduce you all to an amazing organization doing incredible things for our LGBTQ youth of color. And they are incredibly fierce in everything they do. Hence, they are known as Fierce NYC. Fierce is an acronym for Fabulous, Independent, Educated Radicals for Community Empowerment. Fierce is a membership-based organization building the leadership and power of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer youth of color in New York City. They develop political conscious leaders who are invested in improving themselves and their communities through youth-led campaigns, leadership development programs, and cultural expression through arts and media. Fierce is dedicated to cultivating the next generation of social justice movement leaders who are dedicated to ending all forms of oppression. Founded in 2000 by a group of primarily LGBTQ youth of color, Fierce was founded on the principle that LGBTQ youth must realize and manifest their own social and political power to change their conditions, to shape their futures, and to become effective agents of change in their communities. While many organizations provide opportunities for LGBTQ youth to access services, few serve as a citywide avenue for LGBTQ youth to direct their own social change agendas. Fierce continues to serve as one of the nation's few grassroots organizations whose mission is to engage LGBTQ youth of color in community organizing. Fierce NYC does a lot of fun fundraising events like their Bowl-a-thon. They have a big cabaret show that they do, and they do drives through their website and all their social media channels. And you can go support Fierce today. You can either make a one-time gift, you can become a monthly donor, or you can join their volunteering network. And if you happen to be in New York City, you can actually even sign up to host one of their amazing house parties. And of course, all donations can be made online at fiercenyc.org. Fierce is a nonprofit organization under Section 501c3 of IRS code. So 100% of your contribution is tax deductible to the full extent of the law. We love how Fierce NYC is, and all the amazing efforts they're making for our LGBTQ youth of color in New York City. So thank you so much, Fierce NYC. Thank you guys for all you do. Go out there and support them. It's fiercenyc.org. And if you want to see articles used in this segment, please visit the Out of the Closet podcast at outoftheclosetpodcast.com. Woo! Fierce NYC. Fierce NYC. Fierce NYC.
It's Mystica Masala, owner of the most famous drag queen food truck and the winner of the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network. Now you can get my extremely tasty Mystica Masala spices and spice blends. The same spices we used in my award-winning dishes featured on Food Network, even my famous tikka masala blend and my savory and spicy tandoori blend. Plus, my free recipes on the back of every package. Just log on to dragfoodtruck.com. That's dragfoodtruck.com. Enter OOTC at checkout for 15% off.
And now it's time for your gay history lesson. That's right. Today's gay history lesson is on a gay icon known as Judy Garland. Judy Garland, born Frances Ethel Gum on June 10th, 1922, was an American actress, singer, vaudevillian, dancer, and like I said at the beginning, a gay icon. Yeah, that's right. With a career spanning 45 years, she attained international stardom as an actress in both musical and dramatic roles, as a recording artist, and on stage. Renowned for her versatility, she received an Academy Juvenile Award, a Golden Globe Award, and a Special Tony Award. Garland was the first woman to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, which she won for her 1961 live recording titled Judy at Carnegie Hall. Now, Garland actually began performing in vaudeville as a child at just 2 years of age and was later signed to Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, or MGM, as a teenager. She appeared in more than 24 films for MGM and is remembered for portraying Dorothy Gale in The Fabulous Wizard of Oz of 1939. We all know Dorothy. We all know The Wizard of Oz. We all know the Emerald City, and we know about Toto. All right, and the Good Witch, the Bad Witch, and all that fun stuff. Garland was a frequent on-screen partner of both Mickey Rooney and Gene Kelly, and regularly collaborated with director and second husband Vicente Minnelli. which is Liza Minnelli's father. That's right. She is the mother to Liza Minnelli. Anyway, other starring roles during this period included Meet Me in St. Louis of 1944, The Harvey Girls of 1946, Easter Parade of 1948, and Summer Stock of 1950. In 1950, after 15 years with MGM, the studio released her amid a series of personal struggles that prevented her from fulfilling the terms of her own contract. However, two of Garland's most critically acclaimed roles came later in her career. She received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in A Star is Born of 1954. Yeah, that's the original Star is Born. So if you've seen Lady Gaga, this is the role she played originally in 1954, right? So she got a Best Actress Academy Award for that. She also got a nomination for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in Judgment at Nuremberg of 1961. She also made record-breaking concert appearances, released 8 studio albums, and hosted her own Emmy-nominated television series called The Judy Garland Show. Now, that was only for a year from 1963 to 1964, but that's still pretty freaking amazing. Now, at age 39, Garland became the youngest and first female recipient of the Cecil B. DeMille Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Film Industry. Even after her death, Garland was awarded the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Several of her recordings have been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, actually. Now, unfortunately, Garland struggled in her personal life from an early age. The pressures of early stardom affected her physical and mental health from the time she was a teenager. Her self-image was influenced by constant criticism from film executives who believed that she was physically unattractive. Throughout her adulthood, she was plagued by alcohol and substance abuse, as well as financial instability, often owing hundreds of thousands of dollars in back taxes. Her lifelong struggle with substance abuse ultimately led to her death in London from an accidental overdose at only age 47. Now, since Judy Garland is a gay icon, even being called the gay Elvis, you may already know about the life of Judy Garland, but I'm about to tell you some things you probably don't know about her. Okay, I already said this at the beginning, but her last name is not really Garland. Her real last name is actually Gumm, Gumm with 2 M's. But she changed her name after becoming more famous in 1934, and so did her sisters that were in that vaudeville act with her. She attended a star-studded high school in LA. Yeah, that's right. She was at Hollywood High School. She was there with a lot of other famous people. But what's crazy is she was also there with her future co-star and best friend, Mickey Rooney, the comedian. He is so funny. Now get this, she was terrified of thunder. She had a fear of flying. And get this, she had stage fright. That's right. She had all 3 of those fears. So I don't know how she was able to do anything in the world of acting, but she was able to do it. So that's pretty amazing. Also, it probably didn't help that she was superstitious. In fact, she thought she would learn faster if she took her left shoe off of her foot. So a lot of times you would see her memorizing lines with her shoe off, just off her left foot. It was a little strange. She worked 4-hour days on the set of The Wizard of Oz. She was required to attend on-set school for at least 3 hours a day. So the whole movie you see, she was only allowed to work 4-hour days every day. And like I said, a gay icon gave birth to another gay icon because Judy Garland's daughter is Liza Minnelli. I love Liza Minnelli. She's incredible. I love her, especially when she was on Arrested Development. That was a lot of fun. It was fun to see that kind of character come out. And this is sad. She was frequently body shamed and put on forced diets by the MGM studios. So sometimes she would just have like boiled chicken, cottage cheese, and lettuce. That's all she was allowed to have. She got married a total of 5 times. And you may not have known this, but did you know that Dorothy was actually supposed to be blonde? That's right. She wasn't supposed to be a redhead at all. They even tested Judy Garland with a blonde wig on, but Judy Garland's hair was red, her natural color, and they decided to scrap the wig at the last minute. And so now we have the iconic red hair of Dorothy. Also, another interesting fact about The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's dress wasn't actually white and blue. No, it was actually pink and blue. But due to the Technicolor process they had back in the day, it read on screen as blue and white. So that's what we think of it as, but it actually was light pink and blue checkered in that apron where she's carrying Toto. And did you know she was not even supposed to play Dorothy? That's right. Can you imagine Judy Garland not in the role of Dorothy? I can't. The role was actually offered to Shirley Temple first. And before it was offered to Judy Garland, it was offered to Deanna Durbin. So there were two other people supposed to play the part before Judy Garland got it, but thank God she did. She was also one of the original co-founders of the original Rat Pack. Yeah, that's right. Sinatra, all the boys, all the Rat Pack guys. Garland was the founder of the group of actors and musicians, including Frank Sinatra, and Katharine Hepburn was there, who would all get together for late night gatherings at Lauren Bacall's house and Humphrey Bogart's house in Los Angeles in the early 1930s. So she was kind of the person that kind of got that ball rolling, which is crazy. In fact, Frank Sinatra was her daughter's godfather. Isn't that crazy? Okay, that's insane. She also was left-handed, and at her home near Central Park in New York, her neighbors were John Lennon and Yoko Ono, and Yoko Ono still lives there to this day. And did you know she was actually friends with JFK? That's right. Yeah, the president would actually call her up from the White House and ask her to sing to him over the phone. And the song he always wanted to hear? Over the Rainbow, of course. And finally, and this is a little crazy, okay? On the day that Judy Garland died, a tornado literally hit Kansas. Okay, that's crazy. All right, that is insane. All right, there is so much to cover about Judy Garland and her incredible, huge career. So if you want to learn more about the gay icon, Judy Garland, and to see links of articles used in this segment, please visit our website, outoftheclosetpodcast.com. We'll post photos there. I'll post information that we covered in this segment. So go there. You'll find out all the information. And that's your gay history lesson for this week. Tune in to our next episode for an all-new lesson where we'll learn about the lead singer of Queen, the subject of 2018's hit movie Bohemian Rhapsody, and an icon of gay culture. That's right, Mr. Freddie Mercury. So you won't want to miss out on the next gay history class. Listen and you may learn something new. And the best student gets to headbang to an endless drum solo until they climax. Woo! All right, guys. Well, this is the official close to this episode of the Out of the Closet podcast/vodcast. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. I really appreciate your time and your support. So thank you so much. I want to thank all of our guests that joined us today. Thank you to the Shoe Queen, my own version of Karen Walker, and one of my best friends of all time, Miss Julianna Hager. If you want to get in touch with Julianna, the Shoe Queen, it's really easy to do. Just email her at shoequeen@outoftheclosetpodcast.com. That's shoequeen@outoftheclosetpodcast.com. And a huge, massive thank you to all of our sponsors, like the ones you hear between all of our breaks. They're all gay-owned and or gay-friendly sponsors that I encourage you to go check them all out and support them all, please. For a list of all of our sponsors, plus listener discounts that only you can get, log onto our website at outoftheclosetpodcast.com. And if you're interested in advertising, please visit our website, or you can email me directly at andrew@outoftheclosetpodcast.com. You can advertise on this show for less than the cost of a set of Rainbow Pride Lego people. All right? Let's face it. It's cheap, it's affordable, and it supports this gay-owned podcast. All right, for all things Out of the Closet Podcast and to see videos from today's show, log on to outoftheclosetpodcast.com. You can subscribe. You can like our YouTube channel by searching for Out of the Closet Podcast with me, your host, Andrew Pettke. That's Pettke. And you can follow and like the show on Insta, Twitter, and on Facebook. Just search for Podcast OOTC. And just look for us there. You can DM me directly through our social media channels if you have any questions, if you have show ideas, if you need advertising information. I'd love to hear from you. So whether you email me or DM me, it would be amazing. Our next podcast will be available in just one freaking week. So tune in again on Wednesday, June 2nd for another fabulous episode of the Out of the Closet Podcast. All right. In the meantime, you can listen and watch any and all of our podcasts. That's right, including previous episodes, more gay history lessons, and tons of other fun stuff, all online on our website at outoftheclosetpodcast.com. Also, a huge shout out to my best friend, Doug Long, who created the podcast's new theme music that you hear at the start of the show and you're hearing right now and on every OOTC podcast. So thank you to my talented bestie for the fun musical beats. You can find him on Instagram at Dougie_style. That's DUGGY_STYLE. That's my best friend, Doug. He's on Instagram. You can find him there. All right. Thank you so much for listening and spreading the word. If you love this podcast, thank you. All right. Please be safe, be proud, and strive to always be the most true version of yourself. All right. Can I get an amen? All right. Have a great week.